Then T-46, an ambitious project meant to replace the aging T-26 light tank fleet. It attempted to combine a high-speed suspension with the traditional light tank layout. Unfortunately, the design was deemed too expensive and complex for the Red Army's needs. T-38, an improved amphibious scout designed to be wider and more stable in the water than its predecessor. Although its armor was paper-thin, it was an indispensable tool for crossing water obstacles and conducting silent reconnaissance behind enemy lines. SMK, a giant, heavy tank featuring 2 turrets stacked at different heights. It was built to replace the aging T-35. However, testing during the war with Finland proved that a single turret design was far more efficient and less cumbersome. Then T-100, a twin-turreted rival to the SMK heavy tank. It was heavily armored and physically imposing. Like its competitor, it served as a lesson to Soviet engineers that multi-turret designs were too heavy, too tall, and too difficult to manage. Now let's look at World War II. T-40, the final amphibious light tank developed before the German invasion. It was better protected and more seaworthy than earlier models. Most were pressed into service as regular land tanks during the desperate defense of the Soviet Union in 1941. Then KV-1, a legendary heavy tank that was virtually invincible when it first appeared. Its thick steel plating could shrug off almost every anti-tank gun the Germans possessed. It became a terrifying symbol of Soviet defiance during the early war. Now this is the T-30, a simplified, non-amphibious version of the T-40 Scout tank. By removing the expensive swimming equipment, factories could build them faster during the wartime emergency. It served as a vital light support vehicle during the defense of Moscow. The next one, T-34, arguably the most influential tank in history. It combined revolutionary sloped armor with a high-velocity gun and wide tracks. This perfect balance of mobility, protection, and firepower forced the enemy to rethink their entire approach to tank design. KV-2, a terrifying sight on the battlefield, defined by its massive, boxy turret. It carried a giant 152mm howitzer designed to pulverize concrete bunkers. It was a slow-moving giant that could destroy any target with a single blast. T-150, an experimental variant of the KV-1, featuring even thicker armor and a supercharged engine. It was an engineering test to see how much weight the chassis could handle. The lone prototype was actually sent to the front to fight for Leningrad.